Yeah, we alive, people. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, we're here, Sir
What's up?
UGA.
What's up?
I
What's
had
up?
clicked the live button before it had hit 9:06, so it was 9:05 when I clicked it. It just the time lapse in the space time continuum is the reason it had been
Yeah,
9:06 where you were. That makes sense,
yeah.
Fishing? It makes
Call
sense
it
to
a
me.
parallel universe. Yeah.
That- yeah, that's what it is. It's the space time continuum in the pair. Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
But what's
Your
up,
eyes
guys?
are deceiving
Welcome
you.
to the Yes. Welcome to the All About the SEC show. Um, got some good stuff coming up. We're going to talk about, of course, try to support that because it is fairly new. So this will be the craziest transfer portal year we've ever seen. Second, we got some coaching stuff that we know you guys would love to see. What's up, Big Dog Eat? And then third, we're going to talk about some Deion along with that. And then we're going to talk about some bowl games. I know you guys are going to love to hear about all of it. Of course, I got my boy with me fishing. So we're going to enjoy this.
Yes, sir.
Um, I'm gonna enjoy it. You're gonna enjoy it. That sound good?
That sounded
Sound good
great.
to me. Okay.
There's a lot to get
Okay.
into, my boy.
So first thing off the top of my head is Nate the Great is an amazing person. Does that
Yeah,
sound
I
about
would
right?
agree. Yeah, I would
I,
agree.
I would agree. Me too. I agree with that. But yeah, we're gonna start out today with the transfer portal news. We can't get to every single kid in the transfer portal because there's 1,000. But I will let Fishin start off with who he thinks are some of the most important players in the transfer portal.
There's a lot of important players. I guess quarterbacks first. Got DJ Ukulele in
Yeah.
there. That's going to be a big one to see where he goes. Uh,
Yeah.
Sam Hartman is kind of on the fence about it. Devin Leary is in the portal. Jeff Sims is in the portal. There's a guy at Western Kentucky, Austin Reed, put up insane numbers after Bailey Zapp left Western Kentucky the year before. That's putting up really good numbers that he's leaving. I think the offensive coordinator left there. Um, there's really a bunch. There's a ton of them. See this I got to start looking because there's just so many. I know I'm missing one in particular.
Have we talked about the Devin Leary?
Yeah.
You think
Devin
he's
Leary
been
from NC State. Yeah,
okay?
Florida is pursuing him hard, and I'm all
I
for
can
it.
see that.
I'm
Me
all
too.
for it.
What's up,
Um,
Lizard?
I forget. Oh yeah, Keaton Slovis from Pitt, second time transferring. And since before we even get into it, I guess let's put this out here because this is what I learned the other day too. You can transfer twice without sitting out, but you get one time as an undergrad. So while you're in school, first year, second year, third year, doesn't matter. But then after you graduate, you're a grad transfer and you can transfer without sitting out. So that's how that kind of works. And then, of course, you got the windows and everything,
That
which
makes
this is going to be a
okay.
really hot time.
Got you. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a whole okay. Okay.
So you're not going to see players if
What's up, Lizard?
they're
What's up,
not
Neo?
graduated. You're not going to see them. You're not going to see them transfer twice. That's pretty much the gist of all that. I can't think of any more
Sound good?
quarterbacks. I know there's a lot of big names though.
Yeah. Well, as away from quarterbacks, real quick, I guess I'm going to ask you. You said y'all were pursuing Devin Leary to come to Florida. Does he not give off that Florida type vibe, that Billy Napier hard nosed quarterback, but can also make the passes you need, but can run an offense? He's a good game manager that plays above his role.
He kind of does. Honestly, to me, if I had to handpick any of them in the portal right now, I'd pick him. Like I would handpick.
Uh,
I've heard that the staff at Florida's contacting many because let's just face it. If anybody knows the situation at Florida, I mean, that we need a transfer. I mean, and we're 100% going to get one. It's just can we get the one that we
yeah.
need to get through this year, basically. So we're going to get one.
Okay.
I'm just wondering which one it's going to be.
I could see that. No, I could see that for sure. Because I was going to ask you too. Y'all getting the quarterback commit to Florida doesn't really matter about this year because he's a 2024 prospect. So
Correct.
still
Yeah.
gotta,
Yeah. It
get
sets it
through.
up real
And
nice, though. Sets it up very nicely.
even then, though, do you want to deal with having a freshman come on and start right away? You know what I mean?
Not really. No, because we've got a
Agreed.
highly rated 4-star coming in, damn near a 5-star coming in
Yeah.
this year. So that's why the transfer this year is vital. Let him sit behind the transfer this year. He'll be a sophomore next year. He can take it over. He'll have 2 years approximately, maybe three, and then we got this 5-star coming in 24. So I think it sets up perfectly for Florida, in
Agreed.
my opinion. That's how I feel about that.
No, I love it. I do. And you got to think future. You got to think ahead.
hmm
But
hmm
okay. Next, what are some of the best players, the not best non quarterbacks? What would you say some of the best non quarterbacks are in the league or in the transfer portal right now?
Well, I start hot. 100% Justin Flo. 100% Justin
Yes.
Flo from Oregon.
Woo!
He's
Former number one linebacker at the
man.
2020 class,
That dude is a monster. Have you
yes,
seen the
he is.
memes where it's like uh
Where
do you
he's
want the
got
ball?
his jersey
Yeah,
up or whatever, and
yeah.
he's
It's like
swole.
uh will it be heads or tails? And he's like, we want the ball.
Like,
Ref's like, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
yeah,
But
no.
anyway,
If he asked my girlfriend to go out on a date, I would pay for it.
yeah,
Like that's
exactly.
that's how serious
That's
he
what I'm
is.
talking. Yeah. So
So I agreed. I'm gonna one up you real quick. He's not above Justin Flo,
mhm.
but I'm gonna go with Trey Sanders, former number one running back in the nation, transferring out of
Man, that's a good
Alabama.
one too. That's a really good one. See, now we're getting into it because now you say that, and I'm thinking the L.J. Dixon kid from or L.J. Johnson from Texas A&M transferring. What's the one from Clemson? What you
The
told me the other day?
receiver, oh, Kobe Pace.
Kobe Pace.
Woo!
Yeah, Kobe Pace is leaving.
Yeah,
Woo.
Pace Clemson. No, UJ, no, I don't. But if I did, it was like I got
Yeah,
money set
JT
aside
Daniels.
in
JT
case I
Daniels.
did have a girlfriend and just asked me.
Yeah, I got money
Yes.
placed to the side.
He will have a chance, by the way. JT will have a chance to be the only quarterback to ever start at 4 different colleges. How crazy is that?
That's insane. That's actually insane.
That's that
I
is.
don't know where
That's
I don't
crazy.
know. There's a lot of teams that need quarterbacks this year. I don't know where he would go though. I haven't heard much about him. No smoke yet.
Uh, Me neither. But
You're
a
not
lot
going
of
to
these
hear much
quarterbacks,
until
a lot of these teams, their quarterbacks are leaving.
yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, you're not going to hear anything for until after the bowl games. I think they're going to see how it plays out and who leaves and everything, and then it'll be just as big of an explosion I think as when it started, like when they all just jumped in.
Got you. Would you say that I'm behind a little bit? Is it delaying?
Just a little, not too bad though.
All right. Well, then we're gonna go to
Yeah, I
the
think you're going
cellular.
bad.
Then we're gonna go to the cellular. You ready?
Cellular, bro. Yeah.
Connecting in 3. And
If you want to tell me, look at this. I feel like I'm on Mars, man.
boom. How was that?
Look good,
Okay.
man. Man, you look good, man.
Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, big dog. As far as just kind of where we're headed in that, I love that the transfer portal is here. Uh, but is there anything else that you want to spit about the transfer portal before I say a few things?
No. Like I said, we can't go through all these players. There's a ton of good players, though. I mean, there's defensive players that are in, all that kind of stuff. We can't go through all of them. Maybe if we did dedicated one show to it, but it's just too many. Go ahead and say what you want to say, but I did want to ask you something about the transfer portal and just the whole thing.
Okay, hit me with it.
So, what do you think about this as far as recruiting goes? Do you think, because this is probably this is by far the craziest year of recruiting so far, or transfer portal so far, right? So, do you think this waters down recruiting going forward?
No, but I do think it helps teams who are struggling a little bit get back to normal in a quick way. And I'm going to give some examples. Not to get into the big one we were talking about, but here's one. Luke Fickle going to Wisconsin. Luke Fickle does not have the players on Wisconsin right now that he needs, but there are enough players in the transfer portal that he could get 15 or 20 right away. That his scheme, his mindset, the way that he coaches his team could compete this coming year just because of the transfer portal. So, is it going to help him get into the college football playoff? No, but that's not the point. The point is it could help Wisconsin get off the ground, and those players that are in transfer portal did not want to go to the previous coach. So it's about the coaching hires that matter too. It's just like recruiting. It's the same exact thing.
Yeah, and then we see coaches get a shorter leash now too because you have the portals. You can be back quicker than ever. Look at TCU and their first year head coach. So, but not even saying that they use the transfer portal, but still, it kind of ruins the dynamic for the coaches because if you come in there and start winning 12, you go 12-0 in your first year, people are looking around like, well, why can't my coach do that? But anyway, that was my thoughts. I thought it was perfect to ask you though because you have nobody entering the portal. You recruit top 3 every year, and then these other programs like Lane Kiffin's program and stuff like that. That's exactly what it does. It helps them get off the ground or stay afloat and fill positions of need if they can't recruit that way. So I think at the end of the day, I do agree with you though. I think recruiting is the number one priority. I do think it waters it down to a different type of level, but to top programs like competing for championships, I don't think it does too much. But yeah, I just want to get your thoughts
to your
on
point. This is the last thing I'll say about it. Kind of, I'm dragging it out a little bit. It does suck for teams like Ole Miss because if I go out and I get 8 players in the transfer portal, that means I'm going to have players on my team entering the transfer portal. Somebody's getting their spot taken. Maybe not all 8 players that get their spot taken, but it's how you use it. Do you go out there and do you get a day 1 starter, or do I go, hey, fishing? Look, I know everything didn't work out at Texas A&M, but look, I've got 2 DNs right now. They're starting. I want you to get rotating time in. Whenever they leave, I want you to take the position. Or hey, you didn't get to use your red shirt there. I'd like the red shirt you here. It depends on the player, depends on the situation. So, but that's the watering down part is you can cause turnover and have people leaving every year because you're in the portal.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly. It's almost like a revolving door.
Yeah.
One more thing. I didn't want to. I don't know if you're going to change the subject, so I just want to make sure I get it out. When we started this show at 8:00, the number 2 running back in the country, Reuben Owens, that was committed to Louisville. Since Louisville's head coach changed, he flipped to Texas A&M. So Texas A&M just got a 5-star running back.
Well, I guess he'll be gone in another year. So yeah, he'll be in the transfer portal.
Probably so. He got his money though. But anyway.
Yeah, he did. He did get his money.
He got his money.
Okay, so next thing is we're going to do a quick rundown just because I'm a Georgia guy and fishing is the fishing guy. I want to talk about, and if this is cool with you, let's talk about Georgia's bowl game. Let's talk about Florida's bowl game. And then we will go into the next thing. And then after that, I'd like to hit it up with the rest of the bowl games. Cool?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Sir UJ, we started at 8 fishing's time. He's an hour behind.
Yeah.
He said he started the show at 8. Anyways, all right. So Georgia coming up against Ohio State. I love it. The big reason I love it is there's a lot of people out here who not saying don't play football, but don't know football, and they just see stats. These are the same people fishing that tell us 2 teams that have the same record or the same strength. Those are the kind of people. They're tough to talk to. And so what I'm going with that is LSU threw for 500 yards on Georgia. Now, if you watch the game, Georgia was up 28-7 or 35-7, and then called the dogs off and played a soft zone the rest of the game. And it was like, okay. Now, to the non-football knowing eye, they're like, oh my goodness, they threw 500 yards. That means Ohio State could throw for 4,441 yards. Like, okay. But when you saw the Tennessee game, Georgia did not play a loose zone in the second half. Georgia got up and played a tight man press coverage and shut them down the entire game. There was no, all right, just let them throw for a bunch of yards because we respected Tennessee's offense. Well, I saw Takeo Spikes. I want to say, you know who this guy is? Is that right? Mr. Takeo? Takeo?
I've heard of him. Yeah.
I want to say, did he go to Florida?
Yeah, or something, whatever it is. That's a crazy name.
Did he go to Florida or did he go to Auburn?
I don't even remember.
I want to say, anyways, he's a linebacker. But he was speaking on an ESPN show, and he was basically saying that same thing. He was like, people don't realize Georgia is basically not giving Ohio State any film on purpose. And that's what they did. Ran everybody in a zone and said, yeah, you have it. Just go for it. And Ohio State's like, come on, dude. Run a scheme, run a defense, run something. And Georgia's like, nope, we're just going to run zone. Everybody back up. Like,
probably so.
And Sir, good. He said LSU had 30 minutes of garbage time in SEC championship.
It's crazy to look at it that way.
So that's why I think for me, I love this matchup. I think it is the prettiest matchup. Amazing brand Did I just go out right there? Okay, good. All right. But they're an amazing brand, an amazing program, and Georgia has built to be where they are now. This is going to be an awesome matchup, and it'll be a very well-viewed matchup. So
I agree. I like your point about how Georgia played the defense. Now, and if you look across, and most people that you ask, what are the teams that can beat Georgia? Maybe Alabama and maybe Ohio State. For what reasons? Because they can start airing it out, and if they start getting hot, blah 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 blah. So that's really the only thing you can think about. I mean, you see how Michigan pushed them around, and if you think Georgia's not going to do that, you're insane. It's all going to just depend on the passing game and if Ohio State gets hot. I mean, because they can be very, very hot offensively, but they're just so inconsistent. And it's not a fluke. I mean, they do get pushed around. They are a softish type team. Like, they just feel like they don't have like the dog in them. You know what I'm saying? It's just what they seem like. They're like real flashy, can make big plays, but up front and just hard-nosed football, they don't seem like they have it. Not at an elite level, at least.
No, and they rely on their passing game to beat you. They rely on that. They're not relying on their defense to stop you. So, agreed. Like I said, just wanted to get your point on that, get your opinion. But next, I guess, Florida will be playing, if I'm correct, Oregon State. Is that right?
Yep, Oregon State. Las Vegas.
Give me your opinion on that.
This is going to be a tough game. And like we talked about, we're going to preview these games and everything later on in a week or two, but it's going to be a tough one. Oregon State is a tough team. Florida's already had 15 people hit the portal. Anthony Richardson gone. The backup gone. No quarterback at Florida has taken a snap in the regular season. So it's either going to be Jack Miller transfer from Ohio State, which I'm heard he's not even playing. It's going to be a 3-star true freshman at quarterback. So it's pretty much just going to be handoffs the whole game. I mean, can we win it that way? Maybe, but I don't know. I don't expect a win or anything like that. It would be a big one if we did, but it's just Oregon State's just probably going to want it more against a big brand like Florida, and they're probably just going to play pretty tough. So,
no, I agree. Great point by you. Great points in the, great points in the comment section. I agree with you, dude. I think Florida, if they win this game, it will be huge, not just because it's a bowl win or Billy Napier's first year type bowl win, but you're talking this man would go out here and win without a quarterback that has taken a snap. And I think that is a huge testament to the team, or will be, because you're going against an Oregon State team that finished the year hot, finished the year really hot. I mean, if you guys don't remember, what team did they beat?
Oregon.
Was it Oklahoma State?
They beat Oregon and Washington.
Yes. Both of those teams were ranked, not just barely ranked either. So, like I said, just a huge, huge testament. So good luck to you guys, for real. Good luck to y'all. Hopefully y'all can pull out the dub.
We'll see, man. We'll see. It'll. I mean, I'm going to watch, but
it
is what it is at this point. It's kind of just recruit hard and let's go to next season. But we'll see how it goes.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, good. Away from that, let's get to the next piece. You are okay with it, sir? Let's talk about some Mr. Deion Primetime Sanders at Colorado. I will let you just, before we even get in depth, what are your thoughts on this? Just seeing it from the outside.
So I think on the outside perspective, I think there's two ways to look at it. Deion's an asshole for leaving the HBCU, or Deion can do whatever he wants. He built up Jackson State and he did a lot for them, and that says more than anything. I'm on the latter. I mean, I think
agree.
he did wonders for JSU, and he came out. He didn't come out, but I think he said it somewhere that I've heard. He said, in coaching, you either win and move up and elevate, or you get fired. Flat out.
Yeah.
So
that's actually very,
how do
very
you
true.
blame? Yeah, I mean, how do you blame the guy for moving up? So that's my general thoughts. TBU will come back. That's my general thoughts, though. I mean, if you're not going to elevate yourself as a coach, we see it everywhere. It's happened to Lane Kiffin when he had to go back down to FAU, and then to Ole Miss, and now he could possibly get elevated again. It's just a roller coaster, but it's consistent winning that keeps you up there. So that's just my thoughts on it. And we talked about the transfer portal, making programs relevant again. I think that's exactly what's going to happen with Deion. There's kids lined up to wanting to come play for him. So
I like your point on that too, dude. That is a really good point. Just the whole mindset of, okay, you're either this or you're that. Like, that's a great point. Like, but at the same time, there's nothing you can do about it. Like you said, you either do good and move up, or you don't do good, you get fired, you go home, or you go be an analyst somewhere. Like, that's the part that we're seeing right now with Deion is, what's up, K-Dog? That's what we're seeing right now with Deion is, dude is at Colorado, a place that is a poor program. Was it you that was telling me they had one of the last offenses in the nation?
Yeah, they were like 1-10 last year. This year,
like,
they're terrible.
They're not a good team. Not a good team. But that's also the really cool part of Deion is getting to come in right away, and honestly, just I don't know, get to prove who he is, bro. Get to prove he's about that life. And this is another thing too. People don't realize that NIL being something now helps out completely, because what do these brands want? They want to be a part of Deion. So now if there's Nike, Under Armour fighting over each other to see who gets Deion, it's because of the attention he is going to bring. Well, that's money.
Dude, it's insane the amount of attention he's bringing. Now, have you watched any of the videos of his press conference or when he addressed the team or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Well, he basically went in and addressed the team when he just first meeting these kids. And he said, he pretty much looked at them all and said, mediocrity is done here. I'm going to bring it. I'm coming. And if you don't like it, or if you're injured, there's some dude sitting in a cast, front row, in a leg cast or whatever. He said, if you don't like it or you're injured, it's time to hit the transfer portal. Like, I mean, he was talking down to these kids, not even knowing any of their names. Well, I don't know how I felt about that part. You'll have to probably go check it out. It was interesting how he kind of came about it, but at the same time, it's like you gotta be a tough MFer to come in there and change the program. And let's be real, these kids aren't very good at football, most of them at least. So so anyway, I don't know. It was interesting to see for sure.
I do think that there is a bit of a culture shock or culture change that has to happen. And that sounds like that's exactly what he did was, you know what I mean? Come in and say that right from the get-go. There's no, hey, how you doing, everybody, blah, blah, blah. And then the next week hitting them with something like that. No, it's like, look, from the day you meet me, I don't deal with that. So either, you stay and you fight or you find somewhere else. And I heard this as well. Deion had a little over 100 players reach out to him yesterday about wanting to transfer to his school. Like, I don't think people realize when people go, oh, well, it's hard to build a team out of the transfer portal. Like, you guys realize not everybody in the transfer portal are juniors and seniors. There are a lot of kids that are freshmen, redshirt freshmen, sophomores. Like, you can have 2 or 3. You can have the startup to your program to help you into that recruiting role. So I'm just saying that you got to change the culture. Like, I mean, you got to think about it. And I got to say this too. Think about it like this. Kirby went into Georgia. Georgia had Mark Richt. You realize Mark Richt was the, guys, I love you. I just want to go out here and just play real hard, okay? No, I don't care what happens. I love you guys. And then you had Kirby come in and not say that. So at the end of the day, it's like, are you mad at Kirby because he cusses a little bit and he yells a bit? Like, dude's about to bring you, or on pace to bring you, a second championship if all goes well. Like, you can't be mad at it if it brings success. But because Deion hasn't brought it yet, people are questioning it. That's the gray area.
Yeah. And Sir UGA says that was shitty of him. Maybe a little bit. I mean, it kind of just is what it is. But you got to understand. These ain't kids anymore, really. They're grown men, and he's got a job to do. And if you, like I said about his quote, if you don't elevate and succeed, you get fired. So he's just going to do what it takes for it to happen. Another thing I saw was all social media for Colorado has jumped like a 300% increase. I mean,
I saw that. I saw the Twitter.
Man, it's just crazy what he's bringing there. If you put Deon Sanders in the title of a video right now, you'll get 100,000 views. Like, it's just insane the attention that it brings and the NIL that it's going to bring too. And when me and you were talking about this in the offseason, or not the offseason, I don't know why I said that, earlier in the year when we were talking about Georgia Tech and stuff, I think we both kind of agreed that he would go to a program that he wanted to build himself, not like, because I think we all agree he probably could have went almost anywhere he wanted or a better job. And I think that's exactly why he went to Colorado, just because it's something that he could build. So,
and I think the part of the attention that it brings, and this is, my deal, and this is why I watch it. I guess this is from my perspective. Am I a Deion hater? No. And Sir UGA is right. Deion has a bunch of haters on all sides of the spectrum. And this is a huge reason, in my opinion. Deion is not a coach's son. Deion is not a grad assistant. Deion is not an assistant coach that's been there for 8 years. He is not any of these things that we see where so-and-so is signing this coach. So-and-so. How many times, Fishing, you see a coach get rehired that's come from a losing season? How many times you see Matt Rule? Oh, okay, he's getting hired to so-and-so, and it's like, man, that's great. What was his record at his last job? Oh, he was I think they won 20% of their games. Oh, well, we wish him the best of luck. But then Deion gets looked at. Well, he's never been a head coach before. You would not take a chance on a Hall of Fame player who has proven at almost every single level, little kids, middle school, high school, and now in college. You would not take a chance on that, but you'll take a chance on a regurgitated coach that's had 8 different coaching jobs and has lost at every single place he's been because of what? Like, that's where the attention comes from. Yep. What is he going to do? Is he really going to do this? The thing that nobody's done. And from my standpoint, I want to be a coach, big dog. And I know you know that, but I want to be a coach. But I wasn't a grad assistant. I'm not a coach's son. I'm not all of these things, but I feel like it's possible for me to be that. And somebody like Deion is paving the way for all of these programs to go, you know what? Maybe I don't need to hire that 75-year-old dude that's had 47 coaching jobs. Like, let me hire this guy and get a chance. So,
yeah, dude.
Yeah. Facts, Sir UGA. Facts, dude. Not bad. I just went on a rant right there, but that's how I feel.
No, you good. I was listening to you and I forgot what I was going to say. No, but yeah, man, I completely agree. Oh no, that's what I was going to say. You're talking about the coaches that leave for lesser things. The only example of that is Jeff Brom going from Purdue to Louisville. He was kind of mid to above average at Purdue, went to Louisville. Which is pretty much a lateral move, no increase or decrease. And then Satterfield from Louisville going to Cincinnati, which probably arguably is an increase. Agreed. And he didn't even win very much at Louisville, but I don't know. That's what came to my mind. I mean,
I like
those
it.
Were the only moves where they didn't really move up or down. It was just weird.
And that's a good point, because it's very rare for that stuff like that to happen, and that's what you're kind of pointing at. That doesn't happen a lot either, and that's what I mean. Deion doing it his way, like Sir UJ said, doing it his way and not afraid to tell you, that's the part of social media that it brings. And if you got TikTokers and people on YouTube making buttloads of money, you have all of that you would get out of a TikToker or a YouTuber, the wanting to watch that person, knowing their personality. And then you have a coach that's winning. You have all of that in one person. That's why people are buying the stock. That's why Nike wants it. That's why Under Armour. That's why all these NIL deals are about to come in. And so even though it's Colorado, he will potentially in this next year make more for the University of Colorado than half of the schools in college football for their school.
Yep.
It's money. It's money. Bro, stop. K-Dog said Deion needs to ride the Buffalo onto the field. Bro, that'd be more money.
I know. People pay to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's making what, $5 million a year? I think he signed it's 5 or 6. He signed a 5-year, $30 million contract. So yeah, and that's the most Colorado's ever paid any coach in history.
Did you hear what the president said though when they asked about hiring him? They were like, how did you get the money? And he said, well, we don't have the money.
Yeah, we don't have it yet.
Yeah, but
that just shows you, but they're going to get it. They're going to get
and the fact that Deion agreed to it It's the fact that Deion knows. Oh, bro, I ain't worried about that. We'll get that.
Yeah, Deion is the most overly cocky and confident person I've ever seen.
Agreed.
And it's not a bad thing, I guess, but it's just he just is. I mean, that man is he's just on a mission. He's on one all the time, it seems.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that's where, like you said, that's where people want to watch him. We want to see it, because if he does it, then it's like, well, let me keep watching.
Man.
Yeah, let me keep
man.
When's the next episode? Now, I do think that this is the part where other people aren't going to like this, and that's okay. Other people aren't going to like this. He is going to use the social media platform to bring in money, whether it's YouTube, whether, you know what I'm saying.
He's already said, I film documentaries. You're going to see cameras everywhere around here. He's going to be filming documentaries about. They're probably filming it right now.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not right now because he's got to finish up a game, I think, at Jackson State. But when he gets there, they're going to start filming and doing all kinds of social media and just dominating that side of the market. It's going to be nuts.
I agree, and people are going to want to be in it because you know how he is. He's going to have every week a new person. It'll be either a celebrity or a former player or a current player coming in to talk to his team, giving them a talk.
Yeah, you already know.
So anyway, that's the respect of it, though. But that's all I got. Is there anything else that you want to say about Mr. Neon Deion, man?
That's about it. He's a very polarizing figure, and everybody's got their eye on it. So we will see what happens. I think the recruiting class is going to be the first step to just looking and seeing like what's he really starting to do. First move, because that's foundation right there. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what he does.
It's a very good point. So you, Jason, if he has 2 wins next season, it'll be 50% better than Colorado this year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's 100% increase in.
Well, okay. Well, last thing, big dog. I told you I was gonna try to keep it 30 minutes, but we're not even here yet. Are you cool to go over some of the bowl games with me? Some of the SEC bowl games.
Let's see. Yeah, let's just go over the ones.
Okay, so we've already talked about our own teams. We've talked about Florida versus Oregon State. We've talked about Georgia versus Ohio State. Tennessee playing against Clemson. I think that's probably my first or second favorite game.
This is my favorite one, mainly because you're going to see exactly what both teams are walking into next year. You got Joe Milton at Tennessee, Cade Klubnik at Clemson. That's the most interesting matchup probably this season. Plus, both teams are just going to be. It's going to be look like orange just threw up everywhere all over that field. So it'll look pretty cool. But that's probably one of my favorite.
Now back to Florida. I did not know that Oregon State was ranked. They have them at number 14.
They're 9-3. We're 6-6.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, are you not mad? But are you frustrated that they'd put you up against a team like that? Or are you happy because it gets to show like it's a good game to finish the season on playing a team of this caliber?
I would. They were talking about Texas Tech, UCLA, stuff like that. I'm glad it's not a group of 5 or a small time program. I'm happy about that because even if we lose, it's like you're supposed to lose.
I love that mindset, dude. That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Missouri versus Wake Forest. Missouri started out terrible, but somehow got hot. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah,
somehow
barely made a bowl game. Barely.
Yes, and now they're about to play Wake Forest. Wait, now, is Buddy sitting out? Is he already out?
I haven't heard nothing, man. There's a little bit of smoke that he's going to the NFL, smoke that he's thinking about entering the portal. I don't know what he's doing.
Well, this is a day ago. Yeah. This article, it doesn't say that he's sitting out. So
that's what I'm saying. And then Luke said he was going to the NFL, and I'm like, where? I haven't seen it. So I don't know, man. I don't know. If he plays, though, give me Wake.
Yeah, for real, bro. But that's another one of those that's like, it's really good for Missouri, Yeah,
it definitely is.
Because, okay, tell me this. If Missouri and Florida lose and people go, wow, the SEC are 0-2 in bowl games. Bro, look at who they're playing. Like, what do you – bro, chill. Like, that's going to be the first thing to say.
Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm.
Oh, another one. Arkansas versus Kansas.
That's going to be a good one.
That's good. Yeah, no, that's
Mizzou didn't want to play Kansas.
Whoa,
Did you
what
hear
you
that?
mean? Huh.
They proposed it to him, and Mizzou said, "No, we don't want to play Kansas."
Wow.
Like, well, Missouri's right here, Kansas is right here. You don't.
Yeah, for real,
It's
bro.
like your rival. I'm like, you don't want to play them. I don't know. Weird, but
you would think you'd want to, right?
yeah, exactly. For the recruiting battles and everything. Yeah,
That's crazy.
that's weird.
Now this one, Ole Miss versus Texas Tech.
Don't lose to Texas Tech.
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like, but the first 3 games that we named, the SEC was the lower team. This is the first game where I'm like, okay, Ole Miss should have the upper hand.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. South Carolina, number 19 versus number 21 Notre Dame.
I freaking love this one.
Bro,
I love it.
Colby says Texas Tech. That's tough, Colby.
Texas Tech, bro, that's tough, boy. That's tough.
I'm going to go South Carolina just because I think their both teams' momentum is going up.
Hey, man, we're not doing picks, man. Hey, we're not picking, man.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Dang, bro, that game got me hyped.
I know. I'm saying I like that one a lot.
I really appreciate Shane Beamer as a coach. He's infectious. Like his attitude is just, I don't know how to explain it, bro.
They're gonna want to win this game. Beat Notre Dame, they're gonna want to win that shit.
That would give them Tennessee, Clemson, and Notre Dame, bro.
Toward the end of the year too. Ooh,
if they win this game, if they win that game, do not be surprised if Shane Beamer gets an extension.
Yeah, probably.
Even if it's just a small one, I could see him getting going to him, going, "Look, Shane, you've done great so far. We love it, but if you could pull this off," and he's like, "All right, I'll be back."
Hell yeah. Right. Where's the mayo at?
Thanks, bro. Okay, here we go. Now, the Tennessee versus Clemson game, the reason it's crazy is it's number 6 versus number 7, and it's in the Hard Rock Stadium that Miami plays in. So not only is it 2 good teams, but they're playing in a beautiful location, dude. Like, before the game, those players are going to be out walking around on the beach like that. I don't know. That's pretty neat, dude. And you made a good point with Cade Klubnik and Joe Milton, like 2 backup quarterbacks going at it.
They're gonna be the starter next year. Yep.
Yeah.
I like it.
And that's very good for those teams too. I love that because, but like you said, both of those quarterbacks will be the starter.
Hey man, hold on, real quick. I meant to tell you about this earlier, and I forgot, and I'm mad at myself.
Hit me with it.
I didn't even run it by you, but I guess I'm gonna run it by you now. I wanted to see if you wanted to do a bowl pick 'em on both of ours, and do it like a little bit of a little pick 'em. Kind of like how we did the pick 'em all year long, but we just do one just for the bowl games.
Yeah, and we'll put it in the link.
Yeah,
we'll do that. I'm down with that. We'll put the link in our description for the rest of the time. Yeah, I'm down, dude.
Yeah, Saturday night we'll have that ready and we'll advertise that. So yeah,
bro.
Maybe winner gets $10, $20. We'll do something.
I was saying a high five. Now we can email it to him.
High five. I can type one in right now, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, they don't deserve it. They didn't win anything.
That's true. You got to win first. That's right.
Yeah, win. We'll give you we got you, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, Tyler? Okay, so next game, Kentucky versus Iowa.
Will Levis not playing. Didn't they play last year? Or was it Kentucky Penn State? I think Kentucky and Iowa played last year.
I'll look it up.
Kentucky won.
Yeah, that's going to be probably the snooze bowl. Is that what that's going to be?
Yeah, I ain't watching that game. I'll watch the USFL or something.
K-Dog says the winner keeps the orange.
Yeah,
you said
a bowl of oranges, sir. It's a bowl of oranges.
Salim would watch the NFL over Kentucky versus Iowa.
That's crazy. That's saying something right there.
No, I'm just saying.
Salim don't watch the NFL.
Oh, snap. Okay. Here's another beautiful one. Alabama, number 5 in the nation versus number 9, Kansas. For the Caesars Superdome, the Little Caesars Superdome. Sorry.
You know what's funny about this one?
What?
They did this on purpose. Because TCU didn't move and got into the playoff when everybody was talking about TCU dropping out and Bama getting in. TCU lost to Kansas State in the Big 12 title. They did that on purpose, my boy. They did that on purpose.
Yeah, bro. That's very true. That's very
That's
true.
going to be an interesting one. Kansas State's going to want to win that one. Everybody wants to beat Alabama. I don't care if Alabama's 9-2, 1-9. I mean, they want to beat Alabama.
Very true. I didn't think about that though, but that is a very good point. Next one, which I guess we have two more left, I think. Mississippi State versus the Fighting Illini. I like it. Mississippi State, we know, is a very pass happy school. They're decent. They've done really well. They finished the year stronger than they started. Illinois started the year stronger than they finished, but has, I think, a top three defense. So, yeah, I think this will be a really cool thing. It'll either be a blowout because Mississippi State just keeps throwing the ball, or Illinois will be able to prove themselves against the SEC caliber team.
That's going to be a tough one. Not eye popping, but it could be a really good game.
Agreed. Colby, I've seen a little bit. I haven't seen all of it.
Bama's got like 9 or 10 in there. Florida's got 15, the same amount as A&M has.
Yikes.
15. But none of them are contributors. It's cleaning house time, bro.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, you want some players? Let me see. Hey, Kirby, calm down. It's me. Kirby, quit cussing. Look. Okay, all right, bye. All right. Here we go. Next, LSU versus Purdue. I hate it for LSU because I feel like LSU played really great this year. They just had two crazy losses. One at the beginning of the season to Florida State, and then that one to Georgia. But do you think number 17 is too low? And I before you answer that, Clemson losing, going down one spot. You know what I mean? I don't know. Clemson lost at home, right?
Oh yeah. Against South Carolina, yeah.
So Clemson losing at home, LSU loses to Georgia, drops 5 spots. I mean, do you think 17 is too low for LSU?
Like too highly ranked or drop too low?
Too low. Like got dropped too low.
Maybe a little bit, but man, they're just so inconsistent. I ain't got no interest in it. They're just
okay. Okay.
Maybe like a 14 or something.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Anywhere from 10 to 15. But you got LSU versus Purdue. It's really good. Really good to see that. I guess that is.
Oh, there's more. There's more.
That's just SEC.
Oh, I got you. Okay, I got you.
But you saying you have some really good ones?
There's a few that I just thought of. I'm not even looking, but there is a few more.
You're welcome to name them because we are towards the end of the show, sir.
North Carolina and Oregon.
Oh, I like it. That's going to be the prettiest uniform battle I've ever seen in my life.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, baby blue versus
baby blues, and then Oregon. You don't even never know what they're gonna put out. So
that's actually true. Yeah, Oregon will hit you with pink, green, peppermint patty, smash burger,
highlighter yellow.
Yeah, facts, bro. Mustard, coleslaw, dog, whatever you want to call it. But now, okay. Any other ones?
Not off the top of my head. I'm sure there's a few more, but I don't have them pulled up.
Okay.
But it's still good bowl matchups. I love bowl season. It's kind of like to relax and just watch interesting matchups that you never get to see. So I love bowl season.
K-Dog said Jalen Carter will be holding CJ Stroud like a baby next. Telling y'all, I'm going to find somebody to make that a poster for me, and I'm going to put it on my wall. Like, that is the coolest photo I think I've ever seen. Come on.
It was pretty cool.
And one thing that Kirby said, and it's like, the little nuggets that Kirby puts out there to increase people's draft stock. He was like, yeah, he said the thing that I appreciate about Jalen on that particular play was, the NFL's watching, and there's a lot of players in the NFL that struggle with plays like that. He was like, Jalen could have easily done something dumb. He said, we had somebody earlier in the season who didn't do it to that extent, but slammed somebody. And, he said right there, Jalen picked him up, and they blew the whistle, and he let it go. He could have kept going, but he didn't. And he's like, those are the kind of things that NFL scouts look at and go, we can trust that kid.
Yeah, because he could have easily just slammed him to the ground.
Oh, and it would have been a highlight play. It would have went viral.
Oh, yeah.
But Instead it
he
still
grabs
went.
him. It's like, I got you. It's a sack. Deuces.
Yeah, bro,
Yeah.
that was fine. If he didn't point, it wouldn't have made the photo. But him pointing like that was like, I know y'all see this.
Yeah.
I know you. So, anyways, I'm just, like I said, just hyped up about everything. I'm really happy for bowl season, like you said, you are too. But guys, for all of the bowls that we just announced and for more, we are going to actually give you our predictions Saturday night on Fish and Show, around 9-10 o'clock.
Yeah, 9 o'clock Central, 10 Eastern. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll hit you guys with that, and we'll have a good time on there as well. But is there anything else that you'd like to say on the show, Big Dog?
I don't think so, man. I don't think so. We got a lot of stuff coming up though. Off
Really
season's
do.
coming up, and it's just the slow part, but at the same time, we can kind of get into stuff. I mean, me and you will talk, but there's plenty of things to do.
And there's a lot of things, guys, that we haven't gone in depth on because we're trying to focus on the now. But there's a lot of stuff, like he said, over the course of the off season. There's a lot of things we can break down. Like, I mean, we could have gone through teams and gone through every player from each team that's in the portal. We could have picked, talked about what teams. I mean, we said we were going to try this, but we're already too far in. But we were going to talk about, what teams could get this player, what teams could get that. So whenever portal players start committing, that's even more content. So there's a lot out there. So, just stay tuned. We're going to start having a few guest speakers come on this show. I think be a really good idea. Me and Fishing can ask them questions, shoe sizes, favorite food, little things like that, right?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, bro. That's what I want to know too, bro. How many cheeseburgers, like all the little things. But yeah, we'll let you guys go. We love you. We appreciate you guys coming on. This was a fun one, and we'll get right back at it Saturday night.
Yes, sir. We'll see y'all.
Sound good?
Yes, sir.
Sound good. All right. Sounds good, y'all. See y'all. See you, Fishing.
See you, man.
Give me a second, guys. You boys struggling.